morning. So I accidentally came late. So I have to hurry up. I have no idea how we're going to do. I forgot cups and a plate. I gotta go to over there real quick and go grab a plate quickly. Or actually I can use the lid here. I can just use the lid. I don't have a butter knife, but I have spoons, so I'll just use spoons. I can use the lid though, and I can go get some palette paper for white so they can see. Oh my gosh, this is so botched, but that's how it's gonna be today. So we are going to do our cookie color theory project, which I got Nilla wafer cookies. I was gonna bake cookies, but I didn't have time because I painted last night. So I'm just gonna use Nilla wafers. Some of my students sent me images last night of the cookies that they made with the recipe I gave them, and they were so excited. And oh my gosh, some of these kids are just too darn coots, too coyotes for me. Anyways, I didn't have a Ziploc bag or anything. I can go get a plate after because I don't have any plates. Well, I could put them in a thing, but anyways, so I'm gonna set up for class and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Make sure that you have all your things set up. I'm gonna start setting up the cookies, so if you guys want to do that, great. If you want to just kind of set up sections for your icing, make sure you have at least 3 piles so far, so that way, and you can start mixing in your red color. You can start mixing on 1 pile your blue color and then 1 pile your yellow color. That might make it a little bit easier to kickstart, so that way you're more prepared when you're mixing the other colors around it. Does that sound good? All right, great. So let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think 10. I don't know. I'm just going to go with it. If I need to grab another cookie, I'll grab another cookie. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops, 10. All right. So like I said, I'm just going to kind of grab my primary colors and do that. I'm using 2 different spoons. What would probably be easier would be a butter knife. I can't see that. That's okay. So if you want, just kind of watch how we do it right now, but just make sure you get it to me by tomorrow night with the image for the cookies. So try to do it within today or tomorrow to work on the project if you don't have the supplies with you right now. So I'm just going to kind of scoop up 3 dollops. Might be a little too much frosting, but we'll just go with it. 1, 2. Let's just kind of stick with 2 on 1 for right now, and then I'll do it on the second one. You're probably going to need a bigger plate surface to do some mixing. I've noticed with some students that that was easier. But the reason why I'm using 2 spoons is because you don't want to mix your red colors with your cool colors too much. So, or what would probably be easier is to get a utensil to clean with or to use with every single individual color, so that way you can kind of help with a little bit more cross contamination a little bit. So that way you're not doing orange with blue. You do not want to do that together. So just kind of a little bit of a forewarning. So I'm going to kind of start, I think I'm going to start off with some red. I'm going to add some dots here to my icing. I'm going to take my icing and I'm just going to stir until I get a color that I like. So sometimes it's a little bit more like chemistry. You want to kind of add the colors that you think are going to be really, really helpful. If you think it's too light, just add more of the coloring. If you think it's too dark, add a little bit more of the frosting. And the reason why that helps is because the frosting is white and the color is color. And so the frosting will make it a little bit lighter for you. I'm trying to make sure I have enough and make sure that it's very bright. All right, wonderful. So once I feel like it's ready enough, you can just grab some. I'm just using the end of the spoon because it's easier for me to mix with. You just add it onto your cookie. Just like that. Oops, got my finger in it. All right. Are there any questions with that? Do I need to kind of explain anything to anybody? Is everyone okay? Nope, everyone's good. All right. All right. Make sure you also, if you're not in your kitchen, make sure you have some sort of paper towel to use to clean your hands off or to wipe things down, because this can get a little bit messy. So you do want to be careful with that. I'm going to come over here. Yes?
My dad is out at the store getting the frosting and the food coloring right now. So
okay, so like I said,
I'll be able to join in, but for right now I'm gonna have to watch.
That's fine. As long as you get the idea of what we're doing and how we're doing it, that's great. So that way, if you have to wait till later on to finish it, you can. And you guys don't have to, as long as you submit a picture by Thursday night of your cookies with the colors on them, wonderful, that'll work perfectly fine. So you have a little bit more extra time to turn that in. So I'm just kind of coming in with this yellow. I want to make sure that I have a really bright, good working yellow.
My red turned into a yellow.
Oh, you're probably not using yellow, then you're probably using red. Or I'm sorry, you're not using red, you're using yellow. I'm all tongue-tied today. Haven't had coffee yet, so I'm gonna be saying some crazy things, sorry. Like I said, this gets pretty messy sometimes, so you are gonna need to have paper towels on hand. All right. So I'm just mixing all my main primary colors. So think of these as your foundation colors. You make any color with the primary colors. You can even make skin tones with these colors. So just remember that when you guys are doing this. So I'm going to go ahead, come across the way to my cookie pattern, grab it. The interesting thing about the cookies is they create a triangle pattern when they're across each other. So you should have a cookie, it should be red, it should be yellow, and then the bottom right here should be blue. And this kind of goes sub between all the colors in here, which is helpful. So stick that there. And then on here, I'll mix in some blue. Hopefully it doesn't mix with my yellow, but if it does, it's okay because we're gonna make a green anyways. And blue and green mixed together, or blue and yellow mixed together makes green. So that is extremely helpful. Does anybody know what red and blue mixed together makes? What color that makes? Go ahead, Nicholas.
Purple.
Exactly. So as you guys are mixing colors, just think of that. That's all it is what two colors can make this one color. You also have something called, so those are called, so what those colors, when you use a primary and a primary to mix a color, those are called secondary colors. And then when you use a primary color, technically it's a secondary color and a primary color, that makes a tertiary color. So colors like yellow green, red purple, or red orange, those are tertiary colors. So my blue is still a little light, so I'm gonna just keep darkening it up as best as I can. I have found that I have struggled with trying to create a good solid blue. So you just, like I said, just try to add a little bit more food coloring. If it doesn't get darker, it's okay. Just use that blue. This is a learning experience. This really, really helps you when you're making paint and you're trying to add some colors together, and it's pretty helpful with that. I think it's because I added a little too much frosting. I think if I had a little bit less frosting, it would darken up a little bit. Because I see it darkens up here, but when I'm trying to mix it all together, it still creates a really, really light blue. That should work okay. So then I'm going to grab the cookie, and what I put in the right spots, you can kind of just grab from random. It doesn't have to be and as intricately done as I did for prep, but that just helps me in my organization. But you guys can do it however you please. Like I said, as long as I see the colors, we are all good here. So I'm just gonna put some frosting on my wonderful cookie. And you can see, and I add it back in place. So I'm gonna grab a paper towel quick, wipe down the edges, and we're going to do some color mixing with everything. So I want to make sure that it's clean, so that way when I'm trying to make other colors, I'm able to make the different ranges of colors that we're going to do. So I'm going to work on the orange first. So we're going to kind of go through the transition of the red to the yellow. So it goes red, it goes orange, and then it goes yellow orange. I don't need this cookie here, so it should be red, orange, yellow, yellow. So we're going to kind of do this little arc. I think today we're going to go opposite of what I did yesterday. And then from yellow, you're going to go yellow, green, green, and then we have blue here. And then from blue, we're going to go violet or purple, and then we'll have red purple. So that should be the range of how our whole cookies are going to look. So like I said, we're going to kind of start with some orange. So
You're going to need a total of 12 cookies.
Yes. Thank you, Nicholas. That's very helpful for everyone else. So I'm only going to do a little bit. I'm going to scoop up a little bit of red and slowly mix it. So I have a yellow orange right here. So I'm going to just grab that cookie for my yellow orange and just use all the icing to put on my cookie. All done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop a little bit more red to make a darker orange. My orange kind of looks a little bit more like just a different kind of red, but that is okay. You can tell the difference between the red and the orange that's darker when you put them next to each other, which should be helpful for you. So as you can see the different ranges here, this is a pretty dark red, this is a little bit of a different tint, and then this is the lighter orange.
Miss Connor?
Yes?
I got everything.
Okay, great. So if you want to start, let's have you do a, let's do the primary colors first. So make sure you mix your frosting with red and then have another dollop of blue, and then have another dollop of yellow. So you're going to start off with your primary colors.
All right.
All right, so the next thing we're going to do is I think I'm just going to go into the green right here. So I'm going to make a green. Does anybody know how to make green?
Blue and yellow.
Exactly. So I'm just going to kind of scoop a blue to the side. And then take some yellow. I have yellow right
I might
here.
have to leave so I can rub it.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you for letting me know. All right, and then I'm gonna scoop the yellow. And I'm just gonna take my spoon and I'm gonna mix these two colors together. So depending on how dark or how light it's gonna be, that'll be either the yellow green or just normal green. So it looks like I just made some normal green. I'm gonna scoop it and put it onto my cookie.
Miss Connor,
Yes.
did you say that the whipped cream shouldn't be Duncan Hines?
I did not say that. I said that, well, I told some students you can use whipped cream. Whipped cream will work perfectly fine as long as you get the colors good. It should work. Yeah, that should work perfectly fine.
All right.
It doesn't have to be frosting. Frosting might be a little bit easier. I haven't tried using it with the with that. So, but it should work just as good. And then I'm just gonna mix the yellow till it's this very bright yellow. I'm just gonna grab the cookie and I'm gonna place it onto the vanilla wafer or your cookie or cupcake if you're doing cupcakes or cake. So you can see the difference. It's not quite as good mixed in. There's a little bit of tints of blue, but you still see the range of what it kind of is supposed to be like. If I mixed it a little bit better, it would have been mixed to a better coloring, but we're just practicing. That's what the cookies and the frosting are for. It's for practice. Okay. So that was just a little bit of teaching. I need to put my jellyfish lights on. I was in a rush this morning, but I finally got 2 rows done. The video was my second class a little bit. I'm probably going to shorten it. I don't know yet. Don't know. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't know why I threw that tub away because I'm going to need something to cover this frosting. But I still have a ton of cookies left, so I think I'll be good for tomorrow. I have an extra box, so it should be okay to use. I had a meeting as well just now, like a quick short meeting. I asked to see if I can do for the LP like an art highlight thing, so that way students and parents and PLTs can see everyone's amazing pieces of art that they're doing. So just kind of having some great pictures kind of put in for everyone to see their art, because I've had such beautiful art come into my room, but nobody really gets to see it except for everyone in the classroom. And I think that that's art should be shown. It should be showcased. So definitely trying to accumulate that. Also, my principal came in and brought some cookies, and I have a little cake of cookies. I'm gonna have like tons of sugar. And I just technically not really started a diet, but kind of started a diet. So sugar galore. But these cookies, they're so much fun to do. Everyone's having a blast. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I know that a lot of teachers and stuff have talked to me about a lot of things and telling me how great the students love the classes, and I'm having so much fun teaching. I found out that the old art teacher that used to work here, who was my art teacher, asked about me. I love her so much. She's one of my favorite teachers. I definitely want her to come in and to have her talk and just see her, which I know she told me about how she wants to kind of connect, which I'm so excited for. And she definitely wants to help me out if I need any assistance trying to figure out how to teach something, which is helpful because sometimes I don't know how to teach something. So that really, really helps me. But I'm having so much fun today. Today is a really great day. I'm feeling wonderful and everything's kind of smoothing along. I'm getting entries for the art contest. So I don't know what some of these are, but I think they're just images. And I did have students already send me things and all that fun stuff. So everyone's enjoying themselves. I do know that in my drawing class, we're going to be doing I was going to plan to teach them step by step how to do 3-point perspective, but I think I'll just play the video because I don't know if I'll have enough time to remember how, like I remember how to do it, but I don't have a long enough ruler or anything or enough paper to draw it out, and I don't have a dock cam to do that on a flat surface, which I think would be so much easier to try to do and navigate to have them see, because otherwise I'm in the way when I'm drawing it. So I think the video is a little bit easier. I also am thinking maybe I just need to make my own videos and just do it that way ahead of time. It is a little bit hard because I use Thursday when I come home and Friday to put everything together for the week to create lessons and things like that, which mostly consists of me typing and creating those things and coming up with ideas, looking through Pinterest and for inspiration and things like that. So those are a little bit on the harder side to do. But I do that on Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday are a little bit of free days, as well as me finishing my art history homework. So I'm trying to balance everything for during my time off, so that way it's a little bit more focusing, and I do struggle on trying to keep it a little bit more consistent, so I struggle with that a little bit. I finally got sugar for my coffee because I didn't realize the little coffee creamers that I picked up and grabbed didn't have a slight sweetener, and I don't really like that much sweetener, but I grabbed a little tiny bit of sugar to add into there to kind of create something in here. But yeah, so I'm gonna stop ranting. I'm gonna kind of maneuver everything around for right now because I know teachers are gonna come in here and see the room. So I want to like tidy it up and clean up for a second and figure everything out. So yep. So it is the end of the day. I have a whole bunch of cookies here that I gotta take home. I ate some just to make space, but what I'm doing right now is I'm organizing paintbrushes and putting each class on a different table, so that way I can see what supplies I have and I can try to distribute them out. I want to kind of get most of them done today. I say that with great distress. I want to get most of them done today, so that way it's done and over with, so when I get the other supplies I can distribute them and figure out, do math if I can, figure out what needs to get put in, what doesn't, and all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna do that. I also need to go through watercolors. I want to reorganize my paint cart because I have tons of paint gallons of paint that need to get reorganized, especially the top of it because some of it's watercolor, so I need to section things out here and there and figure that all that fun stuff out. So I'm also trying to condense my paintbrush size, especially since I'm not gonna have them use all the paintbrushes or not have community paintbrushes, so I'm trying to condense a lot of that down as best as I can and put containers in my back cabinet and stuff like that. I also think I might have enough water containers if I use the bowls and things that I have, so I think that's doable. So then that gives me a free cart, so just kind of choosing what I'm gonna do. So yeah, added tissue paper on that window because it makes it too hot, and I scoot down all those carts a little bit more to the corner because only I'm gonna access it, So that way the student has more room over there, distributed more supplies, kind of went through everything, went through the paint, so my trash can over there is filled up. So what I'm gonna do now, I will let you know in a second. So I am starving. I am going to pack up my things, get ready to go. I was going to wait to see if my lead teacher was supposed to come in, but I don't know, so I'm gonna slowly pack up. Like I said, my stomach is grumbling, it's hot. That's why I taped up the windows with the tissue paper so there's still color in here and some light. It's kind of reflecting, really interesting, but it kind of made the room a little bit colder, which was helpful, which is what I needed that helpfulness. I have things that I do need to bring home, so I'm gonna bring them home. I need to put this away because that should go in there. I have to bring this back into my purse, but I have done a lot today. I tackled a lot within the 30 minutes. I'm just gonna eat one of these cookies. These are really good. I mean, of course they're good because they're vanilla wafers with frosting, but that's what I'm going with. So I need to put this back. I think I'm just gonna kind of toss some of these. I don't need some of them. Like cardboard. I'll put that somewhere. That's my gesso, so keep that. That I can toss as well. Don't need that. I already filled up the trash can right when they just got emptied, so that's how I work. I'll take those back to the house. Sorry, I'm just kind of talking to myself, but definitely accomplished a lot trying to move in and get some space, especially since when there's gonna be kids in here, that's gonna be a thing. So I wanted to leave by 2:15. I did not happen to leave by 2:15, but I really needed to go through some of those carts. I didn't know what I had away. Didn't have some of them. Great. Not going to use the stuff that are on the carts. Are going to be more for like when I do the community supplies, do more community supplies that way, so you can kind of grab and go. So my tables are free for actually working on overtime, so we'll see how that works. I'm not quite sure if it will or if it'll be a little bit more of a struggle, but like I said, I'm just kind of going over accumulating things as time goes on. But I think overall it's getting better. I'm just trying to fine-tune everything, especially since I know that my new supplies are coming in. I want to distribute everything into a cubby here so that way I can use it all and make it kind of a little bit more on the cozier side. So we'll see if that works. I'm going to take these. I just have a lot to do, so hopefully over time it looks a little bit better, but we shall see. So yeah. Okay, so obviously I am home. I've got things to do. So I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.